come back. I hope you're ready for the, yeah, I see it's time. Press play on the tape, no rewind. No delay, put it all on the line. Only going up, ain't no room for the climb. Meet me at the top, or you won't ever see me. I'm making dreams come true like a genie. I'm making moves soon, you gon' have to king me. Checkmate, crown, you gon' have to bring me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the 2023 Los Angeles Chargers Fantasy Football Preview. I'm your host, Dylan Clemons. Here with me, my co-host for the night, Mike LaPlant. What's up, my friend?
Not much. How about you?
Hanging in there, ready to talk about this Chargers team, man. I'm pretty excited about these guys, man. Kellen Moore coming in, yeah. But before we jump into it, I just want to remind you guys, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel. We really appreciate it when you do that. And then head on over to fantasysixpack.net/plans and check out our award-winning rankings we got over there. Check out our Discord, which comes with our memberships, and check out our cheat sheet for fantasy football drafts that will be coming out here pretty quick. But without further ado, Mike, let's just jump right into the Chargers and let's just go right to the quarterbacks. We got Justin Herbert, Easton Stick, and Max Duggan. The guy we really want to talk about here, though, Mike, is Justin Herbert, and he really disappointed his fantasy managers last year. Kellen Moore's coming in, like I mentioned at the top. We like it, I think, even though his passing attempts can't go much further. We don't think. But what do you foresee for Justin Herbert this season with Kellen Moore as his OC?
I like it a lot. I really do, because since Kellen Moore was named the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys in 2019, so he had 4 years doing the job. Mm-hmm. Cowboys finished first in total yards twice in the entire NFL. Second, eighth, and second in passing. All right, just alone in passing attempts. And 1 year he was 14th, but that was the year Prescott, got hurt last year. Yeah. So, the passing attempts are there. The yards are there. The offense is always there in a Kellen Moore offense. They're going to score points here. And, this is what we love as fantasy football players, is an offense that's going to score points. I mean, just the volume alone should help Herbert bounce back from a pitiful QB 11 finish last year.
Yeah, Mike, and the thing that irks me the most is looking at Herbert's advanced stats. His average yards per attempt last year. Any idea?
I know it's terrible. Ranked? It's probably 6 yards, probably
6.5, Mike, and it ranked 32nd, dead last in the NFL. And you have the arm offense talent like Justin Herbert.
It was the offense, man. Also, a combination of the injuries too with Mike. Keenan Allen.
Yeah, and even Justin Herbert to an extent when he got hurt early on in the season, hurt his ribs.
Yep.
Plus, he lost Rashawn Slater, his best offensive lineman for the year, so maybe they needed to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible. So I get it.
It was a check down offense to Ekeler.
But Mike, it's Justin Herbert. We saw him in his rookie year just sling the ball all over the yard, and we just did not see that last season. He finished with 17th in points per game for quarterbacks. You just can't have that, especially where he was going. He was probably going the top 5 quarterback last year.
Oh, he absolutely was. And, there's a little bit of, recency bias with him this year. I believe he's going QB 7, 8 now.
I'm all about it there. I'm all about it at that range.
Much better value. Much better value, especially with Kellen Moore coming in. I mean, obviously the ownership, they see what you're seeing, that we got a talented quarterback that we know can sling the ball. So let's get in a guy here that knows how to run a passing offense. So I think Kellen Moore is going to be just what the medicine ordered for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, yep. I hear you there.
Or just what the doctor ordered for Justin Herbert.
You're good.
I'm terrible.
Let's jump over to the running backs now, Mike. We got Austin Ekeler, Joshua Kelly, Isaiah Spiller, and Larry Roundtree. And there's been a little bit of drama surrounding Austin Ekeler this offseason with him. He requested a trade because he's not liking his contract, which I don't blame him. He's one of the best running backs in the league, wants to get paid like one. Nothing ended up happening with that. He's back, and he said he's ready to go with the
added some
Chargers.
incentives. They added some incentives into his contract for him.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
To ease the pain.
Yep, I shouldn't have glossed over it like that, but yeah, you're 100% right. Ekeler was fantastic last year. Do we expect him to regress at all this season, or do we still need to be taking him as a top 3 running back off the board right now?
I mean, I do believe he's a top 3 running back off the board, just because he gets so many targets. And I know there might be a little, a downtick of targets because there may not be injuries to Mike Williams or, Keenan Allen. They get Quentin Johnston in the draft. So I understand how there could be some fear there of some, targets disappearing for Ekeler. But, I mean, did you know that Ekeler is getting did you know that Ekeler has led the whole running backs, all right, in the NFL back-to-back years in targets? So, I mean, like, he's the new Kamara. I hate saying it because everyone always wants to go, that's the new Kamara, that's the new, but he legitimately is. Like, he is just as much of a threat in the air as he is on the ground. And the guy scores 10-plus touchdowns in this offense, even when it was garbage last year.
Yep.
I mean, he had 15 touchdowns, I thought. It was like 12 on the ground, 3 in the air. So, I mean, the guy just knows he's got a nose for the end zone. All right. They use him in the red zone. They've been, this offense has been looking for a number 2 back to put behind him for years. And it's not Joshua Kelly. It's not Isaiah Spiller. And it's not Larry Rountree.
I know. I'm pretty happy they didn't bring anybody in to compete with him, like they have tried to do in the past, but hasn't quite worked out. What these guys still on the roster. And, maybe his volume could increase, Mike, this year because he pretty much already said he wants out. So it's like the Chargers might
maybe they run him to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm totally cool with taking him as a top 3 RB off the board. You can make a case as the top RB off the board, and I won't come at you too hard about it. But Mike, let's jump over to the wide receivers here. We got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Quentin Johnston, who you talked about a little bit earlier, the first round draft pick. We got Joshua Palmer, Jalen Guyton, and Darius Davis. At this point, Mike, I think we understand what Keenan Allen is. He is going to give you high-end wide receiver 2 numbers, sometimes low-end wide receiver 1 numbers because of the volume he sees from the slot in this offense. We like that. He doesn't have a ton of ceiling. I think we all understand that. But I want to hear your thoughts on these other 2 receivers. Mike Williams, we've seen it. Ton of ceiling. Very low floor, my friend. And then we got rookie Quentin Johnston, who can also take the top off of defenses. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on who you're targeting out of those 2 in your drafts. You're muted, my friend.
So I'm a Mike Williams guy. Thank you. He's going to get the number 2 spot behind Allen. And if Allen misses any time, which we know he, sometimes can't stay healthy all the time, he's going to get the number 1, spot. He's the next man up. Like we stated, the volume, I think, in this offense is going to support 3 pass catchers.
Totally.
All right. So, and those pass catchers are going to be Allen, Williams, and Ekeler. All right. Because we just talked about how much Eckler's involved in the passing game. Back in 2021, when Allen and Williams were both, relatively healthy, we'll put quotation marks around it. They were both top 15 in targets for all wide receivers that year. Allen was 8th, Williams was 14th. So the 3rd wide receiver in that offense that year when they were both healthy was 92nd in the league in targets, and that was Josh Palmer. So even with, like we've seen it in the past, this offense can support 3, and I think that's pretty much what it is. So I'm really not targeting Johnston.
That surprises me a little bit, but I'm not surprised to hear that you're all over Mike Williams. I know that's your guy. Can we please get a healthy season from him? And could he?
It's true. It's fair.
Come on, break out at your age 30, 29, however old he is, man.
Just don't break down.
Yes, don't do that. But what do you say we jump on over to the tight end position? We got Gerald Everett, Donald Parham Jr., and Trey McKitty. Last year, man, Gerald Everett was pretty solid at times. Mike definitely had some streaming value. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. You kind of just went into it with the wide receivers, with the 3 pass catchers. Do you think Gerald Everett could produce at a low end tight end 1 value this year?
If he does, it's strictly on touchdown dependency. All right, just because of the amount of options on this team. You look for a tight end that's, like I said, possible first, second, maybe a third option, depending on how good the offense is. He's the 4th or 5th option in this offense. There's just not enough consistent volume.
I feel like that's what we've been saying about all these tight ends and these team previews as we continue. It's kind of,
I mean,
besides Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews,
TJ Hawkinson, maybe Kyle Pitts. That's yet to be seen.
Yeah. But I don't hate take it. If you wait until round 15, 16, 17 for a tight end, you could do worse than Gerald Everett. So I don't completely hate it. And he'll probably produce some weeks, and then other weeks, not so much. But
it's going to be touchdowns that pull all the weight for his fantasy points this year, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you there. But that wraps up our Los Angeles Chargers team preview, guys. I hope you liked it. Like I said, we jumped in. We already did the AFC East, AFC South, AFC North. It's already on the YouTube channel, so make sure you go ahead and check those videos out as well. Please smash the like button for this one. Please subscribe if you're not already. And for Mike, I'm Dylan. We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.